helps. Yep, we got some canvases we've been working on for some weeks now. Uh-oh, don't need to hear that. This is gonna be an echo. Cool setup. All right. Yeah, I enjoy it. Gives me some other screen space. I notice these earbuds cancel out the noises. Like you can barely hear the drill. Oops. Or the hair dryer. You can't even hear the hair dryer. What do you think? Vertical like this way? Vertical like this way. There's more weight because there's more red at the bottom. So we'll go with that. I don't know. Is it time to start adding these lines with finishing stuff to these canvases? Oh, let me set this one up first. I think the weight is on this side. More white on this side. And then the other side. Let's see. It's gonna, I had to make a new hole here. All right. Always having to, what are these pants? All right. Laughing Girl says, love the abstract. Thank you. Uh, I'm pretty pleased so far. I always say everything I do is in service of more finer pieces, larger, finer pieces, but I never get around to the largest stuff. These are like studies. Oops. Well, I don't need the so I can. And we got a hair dryer. So what you been up to, Laughing Girl? Hope you're doing well. Are you at work right now? Well, what would it be like past midday for you? Afternoon time. All right, guys. Thanks for the likes already. 8 minutes and three thumbs up. Okay, we have our other panels. So I could, so these two here are kind of similar to our ones up top. And then these two here are similar in themselves. And as far as my process goes, but I could do those bottom two with the last layer, uh, like how I did up these four so far. Colors I do have are browns. I do have a darker blue and navy blue that would make it real dark. I don't know if I want to do that. I could do it over that, but I think I already used some navy blue in this. So if I did use it, it would just cancel out what's in there. And oh, I do have these lights. Maybe these lights will help you guys see. Not the flashy lights. Might cause a glare though. Yeah, too much of a spotlight. I have to put it back here. Is that too much? They're LEDs, so yeah. You've been playing a lot with needle felting. Oh, my mom tried that a little bit. And sculptures? Cool. What are you making your sculptures out of? I've always wanted to try the sculpture thing. I have a buddy that does a lot of sculptural stuff. Is this light even worth having? It's kind of bright in my face. Hey, how's it going, full of rain? Or because I made it. I'm doing well this morning. How are you? It rained all last yesterday and I think last night. Um, it's somewhat dry. It's cool. Our temperatures here are probably, I want to say somewhere between 50 and 60, maybe it got over 60. So it's gonna stay kind of cooler, I guess, this week, and then towards the weekend it's gonna warm up again. So I have all of today and a little bit tomorrow. Maybe I'll do a session tomorrow morning before I have to go to work in the afternoon. And then what is it? Work all day Thursday, all day Friday, all day Saturday. So it's gonna be a busy work week. Laughing Girl said out of wood and resin and polymer clay. Interesting. Have you posted any of that on your channel at all? But also playing around with making my own clay from smashing up clay rocks. But I'll have to let you know how that turns out. Interesting. I know I've heard of people like going and clay hunting. I don't know if you can just use any old clay because we have layers of clay here in the backyard, but it's kind of grayish in color. Perfect. It rained for my birthday. You're asking the question? It rained here for your birthday. Yeah, Full Rain's been pretty busy at it too. He was doing some sculpting the other day, I saw. What was that material you were using in Full Rain? It was like a type of styrofoam or something? Is that specifically made for carving? You haven't posted it yet. Anyways, going to showcase it if you i- add it or showcase it at a few exhibitions. So I'm saving it for then. But can't wait to show you. That's cool. We'll see it. We'll see it when we see it. I'm excited to see what you do. Yeah, Rain was doing a cat. Hey, did you get any farther on that cat piece? And are you gonna like coat it with something? I'm assuming. I don't. Have no idea what the plan is, but I'm sure it'll turn out pretty good, pretty great, pretty excellent. Um, so we have a gray, we have a stone gray, satin stone gray. I need to kind of re-up my Rust-Oleum colored paints here. The only place that I've really been able to find them is a place here in the Midwest. I don't know if they have them out east or West Coast, but they've been around for a long time. It is Menards. I haven't checked um Walmart. I'm not a fan of shopping at Walmart, but uh I don't know. I could probably go there. It's just like Walmart's so big. I know these other companies are big too. I'd probably go to Menards first before I go to Walmart. Plus, I know that the Menards does carry this brand of paint, so I'd rather go to where I know it's gonna be at versus like unsure and then be disappointed when I can't find it. Spend all that time looking for it, but I guess that's a part of the artist process is gathering your materials. Let's see. No, because I need to coat it with clay, then make the mold. Ah, then resin. Oh, so this is to make the mold. That's pretty huge. Um, does it when you do the resin, is it just like a shell then? Because that's a lot of freaking resin. If you're for that's a pretty big piece. If you're doing all resin, it's gonna be pretty solid. Still working on it though. Should be finished on Tuesday. Let's see, laughing girl, you say, "Oh, I'm gonna check yours out, right? It's a shell." Okay, that's what I was wondering. I'm assuming it's gonna have to be a certain thickness though, or else it gets a little tenuous. You don't want it to collapse on itself. But I guess that resin, it's pretty durable. But I know if it's too thin, it can be a little funky. Do you do, would you do like some kind of mesh or cloth in the resin to make it a little bit more durable? I've never really tried to do too much with resin. I've done resin on wood panels, like mixed media, adding different materials like cardboard and paint and then just kind of adding resin on top of that. I don't know if I have any of those pieces in here. But I know a couple of my uncles expressed interest in them. They thought they liked them, and I was like, "Well, shoot, I should just give it to them because it's just sitting around somewhere where I don't even know where it's at, it's not even being seen." But I think they need some more work. So, all right, guys, let me let me get started. You know what? I think I'm gonna do. So we have the gray, and I have that heirloom white, which was this one. I don't have. I do have almond, and the rest of it. Okay, I got like this hunter green. What do you think, hunter green? Hunt Club green. This is satin. So this one's gloss. This one's satin. They're probably about the same. That's hunter green. We got flat black, hunter green, Ona brown. That's this one's espresso, which is kind of a dark brown, but there's not much left in there. I don't even know if it's dry or not. We have leather brown, navy blue. I don't want to use navy blue. I said I already used navy blue. We have a little bit of nutmeg, leather brown. I don't know about the browns though. I wish I had this dark gray. That is probably empty. I have this Kona brown. Yeah, like I said, I need to re-up on my colors. I don't want to use the ones I've already used, like the blue, the yellow, the red. I want to kind of have 'em each their own. So I'm thinking, I don't want anything too dark though. I mean, this one over here could probably do the dark. I do have um, claret wine, which is kind of like a burgundy. I wouldn't use it on that because I think I already used it on that. and I have a colonial red, but I already have this red one here. What I did use was that one's a banner red, and that's through the Krylon. And I have this chalk paint. It's smooth slate finish. I have no idea. I have no idea. If it's a gray and it's darker, that might be great. Let's see. I haven't opened it yet, I don't think. Nah, no mesh. I did think cardboard. Green then, maybe? Okay. Did you see the resin I bought? No, I did not. It's a shell. Dude, I need to turn this off. This is making it look like I'm on TV or something, old television. I've been wanting to paint with enamel recently on spoons. Any tips for me, Amizu? I know you work with enamel quite a bit. Well, these, I thought they were acrylic enamels, but technically they're latex. I do have uh oil-based enamels. They're down in my basement. They do take a little bit longer to dry than these um latex. I want to say acrylic based because I'm sure there's some acrylic in them, like some something poly something as the vehicle for the pigment, but I guess it's latex. But it doesn't feel like typical like house paint. It seems a little more durable. Um, but yeah, if you're looking for something that's not oil based, I don't know if they sell these um, in your country, but yeah, a premium latex paint might be okay. But yeah, true enamel, oil-based stuff, you definitely want to have uh, some kind of thinner. You can thin it out. You don't want to do too much, or else it'll just break down the paint. But you can thin it out and make it a little less viscous. Well, this looks pretty much black, so I don't think I'm going to use that. It's chalkboard slate. I thought it'd be kind of grayish. I could mix my own, I guess. So I have, you know what? Maybe we'll just do, well, Full said green. So, and I could do green on this one, which would contrast all the reds and stuff in there. The thing is, hunt green or gloss green. So I think the banner red up here is a glossier red. This heirloom white was satin, so it doesn't reflect the light as much. The other two down here, I think the yellow was gloss. It doesn't seem glossy. The blue, deep blue is gloss. Again, I guess there's a certain sheen to it, but doesn't seem as glossy as this. So gray almond, which is a little bit more off-white than our heirloom white. 'Cause I have green in this, but I don't know. There's orange, a lot of orange. Feel like the green in there might get lost if I use the green. So this one would definitely work with the green. Satin or gloss. Let me open them up. By the time I actually get the paint, I gotta go make breakfast. Gloss green. Okay. We got the gloss green. Let's see. Where's my paint key? Where'd I put my paint key now? You kidding me? Oh, it's up there. You gotta remember where you put your tools. Yeah. So here's that green. I don't know if you guys can see it. Yeah. They'll go with the other ones. Yeah, too bad there's no purple. I could possibly mix a purple. I don't know how well it would turn out. Sometimes mixing these colors don't doesn't necessarily give you what you want, or at least give you the chromatic intensity that you would like. Okay, but we can try. We'd have green and purple. We'd have the primary and two of the secondary colors. If I would have been thinking a little bit more like I was gonna mix it, so maybe I won't mix. I'll use the green and almond, almond, or the gray or almond. Thanks for creating today. I really do enjoy your art therapy. All right. I mean, I guess it's the kind of therapy. Have you ever baked the enamel? No, I don't really have the setup for that. I guess you could try and put it in the oven. I don't know what it would do. Depends on, I guess, what you're baking it to. If it's like a metal, um, yeah, I'm not sure. You'd probably wanna read the labels on the paint to make sure it's the type of enamel that you can do that with. I've been wanting to paint with enamel. Oh, you already said that. On spoons, yeah. Okay, metal spoons or wood spoons? You really like the entire wall as is with the floor paintings. Have you ever baked enamel? Yes, green glass. Thanks for creating today. Yeah, I'm trying to do it on metal. Grok said I need to bake it. You could um if you're trying to set it, like I said, I've never tried to bake the enamel because usually I've done it on canvases or wood, but I've never tried to do it on metal. But you might want to, I would Google that some more just to see if you can find more information on that. Yeah, sorry, I can't help you on that end as far as setting it. I've heard of that though. That's old. I think that's a pretty old technique. So there should be some information out there. All right. We got our green. Let me switch. So I guess that means I got to switch out. I got to switch this out, and then we'll get going. So we want these two. We're gonna get rid of these. I don't want to get any paint on these. So pretty much, I think what we have is what we're gonna use for our. I put quite a bit of layers into these, and you know what? There's always more paintings that could be made. So I can't sit on these forever. Just got to get them done, and then I'll have some finished paintings. I always like, but they gotta be a certain finish. It has to have a certain finish to it, and I can just keep doing this until the cows come home, and that means never because we don't have any cows. Um, this side definitely has more weight on the bottom. No, this is more of that think that was the original orientation. Let me start it off. Okay, we got this. I do have a purple actually, but it's latex house paint. Come on. Oh, wrong one. Oh man. So the stream two was it 2 streams ago? Not this one, not the last one, what the one before. I don't know what possessed me. I was ranting, not ranting, rambling on about absolutely nothing and being stupid, doing dumb voices, and or I guess you could say characters, not necessarily stuff that I agree or believe in, but I was doing characters. And so YouTube showed me some highlights that it made for me. And one of them is just taken out of context, which I don't even know if there was any context, would get me canceled. Because I said some inappropriate words. But again, like I said, I was just in character. Sometimes I do that. I do like a character, but it's not like I'm a professional or anything. So people might take that as, oh, that's what he thinks. I guess I was being real flippant in that character. And yeah, so it created this highlight with this stuff in it. And it's like, YouTube, you really think I'm gonna make that public? Okay, in in the highlight, I used the word, I think I used it more than once, maybe 3 times. I used the word retard, but I was saying it in a character voice, like somebody who, uh, would use that word, but it was more like, um, used towards themselves, but then they go on a rant about how they can't use the word. Oh, man. Okay, so we got our setup. Yeah, so you and YouTube's like, "Hey, what do you think about this?" And I'm like, nobody has any kind of context that I'm doing a character voice. Why don't they think of that? They're like, this guy is an a-hole. Really? But yeah, the character's an a-hole. There was probably some other stuff that I said too. I can't remember. But if you go back to the stream, which is still there, and you want to find it in the hour and a half, hour, 40-minute stream, you're welcome to. But I was also doing a lot of rambling that day. I don't know why. I think I was responding to somebody in chat. Old school Dave was hanging with me. But I don't usually do I used to do characters voices when I was a lot younger, but I don't usually do that too much anymore. Oh, thanks guys for all the likes. We got 5 right now. And thanks again. Like I said the other day, I wish YouTube would show me like who subs so I can give you guys a shout out. Only if you wanted to be seen, I would shout you out, but that would be great. So I can thank you guys for the subs, but I just have to do a general thank you to whoever. just stubbed this stream. We're slowly getting up there. All right, so we have our green. Where did I put the green? Let me shake it up. So I pretty much I gotta make sure I put the green on the right one. I don't know, maybe the green on the left side wouldn't be so bad. And then this side would be the gray. It's a real light gray. What do you think? Green, 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 green. Do I leave it up to chat? Do I leave it up to chat? I don't know if I can make a poll. Plus, do I wanna wait for you guys to actually do the poll? So we got our brush. I know if I do green on this side, it's gonna contrast all the red, but that's pretty obvious. If I do green on this side, um, the orange will kinda contrast that, but not like the red would. The orange would definitely you would be able to see, I guess you would be able to see through quite a bit of the green, but the blue, that's the problem. The green would almost kinda blend in with the blue, especially this. I think the values are pretty close. I don't know. Do a poll? How do I do a poll? Does it say where I can do a poll? Where? Am I even allowed to do polls? Oops. No, the chat disappeared. I got share, report, clip, save, videos. No, that's not anything. Is there a special area like the cog doesn't have anything other than chat, filter? Oh, I have to do it on my phone that's recording, I think, and I can't access that. The plus button at the bottom. There is no plus button on my, like I said, I think it's because, I have to do it on my phone. Okay, alright. Phone's gonna get a little shaky though, guys. Okay, ask a question. Green on which canvas? We have, can I change the options? Oh, no, no, I don't wanna add option. Okay, we have right canvas or left canvas. Okay, done. Start the ball. Is it started? It's up there, right? Should be. Does it ever go away? And how do I end the poll? Got it. I have to remember because I'm always using my um, iPad as a monitor, and it doesn't allow me to do that stuff because it's just a monitor. Can I even see the poll? Yay, we have a decision. Wait, I can't see it. Oh, I can see it on my phone here. Left canvas. So you guys want this one, correct? Oh shoot. Can I center it? Here we go. It wasn't quite center. Oh no. Went the other way. Really? Come on. Show me. Show me how centered they got. Nope, a little more. Just a tad. All right, all right. Yay, they be like that with the new highlights. Yeah. Wait. Oh no, that was way back there. I was like, yeah, slide it to the bottom and then it will sum up the pole. Oh, like slide the actual pole, but it will permanently go away. Yeah, slide it to the bottom and then it will sum up the pole. There's only 2 votes. Should we give it a little bit more time? And this one's not showing my live feed right now. We have 5 people watching. Anybody, you don't have to you don't have to say anything in chat. If you can just vote if you want. Yes, let it sit for a bit. Yes. Okay. We'll see. What time is it? 9:30. It's about the time my wife said she was getting done with her meeting. Oh wait, no. Did she say she had a meeting at 9:30? Or her meeting was done at 9:30? I can't remember. So, chill, man. Let me cover the screen so it doesn't get. And that probably means that lid sat in some water, so it'll probably get rusty. Okay, almond. Do I have to do another poll? Almond or the stone gray? Almond or stone gray? I don't know if you guys can see these colors. It's dark, dark back there. Not much color to go by, and they're pretty similar in value. But we have the stone gray and the almond. Gray would look awesome on the red. Not sure about the almond. You know what? Executive decision says stone gray. Whatever you get, whatever is chosen. And it looks like so far with the 2 votes that the green is going on the left side here. That's the right one, right? Correct? Because that's left. Left, right. Tell us a story about the process so far, like my journey. Well, I went into a trance and then I came out of it. So I have no idea in the interim what took place. This one is kind of interesting because it was a lot of blues. Well, what did I have in there? Definitely a lot of blues, but I did these 2 panels got sanded, whereas the other 4, I didn't do any sanding on them. I did do quite a few layers on these before I added some other layers. And in between that, when I got so far, I sanded. So I haven't really done much sanding of any of my artwork. Oh, I forgot I have a nice little chewy, healthy bar to snack. But this one, I did like a spray paint, and it was just kind of like a wave or a squiggly line in green, and it kind of looked like a snake or a dragon. But I didn't want it to be that obvious. Even though that's not what they were supposed to be. It was just supposed to be a wave line, a squiggly line. But that's what it kind of looked like. And I'm thinking, oh, I could make a snake or a dragon. I'm like, no, I don't want anything I don't want anything too representational because they're just supposed to be kind of abstract backgrounds. I did put like some symbols in this one, which were just like an X. I did an arrow. But I had to get rid of those too obvious. Again, when I put my finished work on these, the only thing I want to really stand out is the line. So the background has to just act as a backdrop and not try to take center stage at all. Because what it's supposed to do is contrast the line to make the line work stick out a little bit more. Can't wait to do that. That's why I just want to get the color on these, and because I got to make four more of those line drawings, or kind of inspired by graffiti a little bit, as far as it being a single line, but it doesn't really represent anything other than the form of the line. All right. I don't think we're gonna get any more votes. We had seven, looks like seven viewers, but Laughing Girl and Full of Rain, I think you two are the only ones that are gonna step up and vote or have voted. I like the X and the arrows. Yeah, it was cool. I was trying to think of um what it'd be like to be early humans and coming up with a language and symbols, like, what kind of things would you come up with? I mean, X is pretty obvious. An arrow pointing is kind of obvious too. All right, polls over, guys. Thank you for voting. I appreciate it. So we got left canvas, drag here to end poll. So we had 100%, two votes for left canvas. All right. Don't usually do that too much. Asking the audience what to do, what I should do, but um, I don't not opposed to it. So I appreciate you guys taking part in the poll. I wonder if people are scared to do that because they think um, that means that when they start engaging with stuff like that, that YouTube will start to track them. And I wouldn't be surprised if they did. All right. All right. Green. Where's the green? There it is. Do it. For my wife texts me, says, "Where's breakfast?" Might have to do the other one on the next stream. I will probably stream more than once today. Excuse me. Excuse me. I was drinking all my coffee. All right, all right. We'll use the paint that's on the lid first. I did give it a good shake. This is pretty much a brand new can, so we shouldn't have issues with the paint. I say that now. All right. I'm gonna blame you guys if this does not work. So we're kind of brush this on. You want it to kind of stay a little thick in areas. I don't Doesn't matter to me what. I'm not trying to plan out certain certain areas that should be thick or thin. I just kind of scan the canvas and then real quickly and just I don't want to put too much paint in this brush. It's been getting used quite a bit. goes down to the ferrule, and then the paint gets in there, and then my bristles start to splay, and so we'll keep it on the tip of the brush. And we'll do these little crisscrossies. It's a good way to apply the paint loosely. So, do my paintings have stories? I don't know if they have stories. They never reveal themselves to me until much later on when they're done and they've sat. I've had years to sit with them. Then they start to make sense. But I don't try to figure that out early on. They're just worlds in themselves. And I guess I am the conduit for those worlds to come into place. Okay, so we won't mess with the brush strokes too much. I'm being really light because I want areas to, and I'm not trying to do, oh yeah, I forgot. I was gonna do have to do the paper. Shoot. I gotta be kind of quick with this because where's the old water? There's the old water. Get our brush in there. And so, how about we get? So I'm gonna manipulate some of this paper and manipulate the paper. We let chance take care of what forms are made. Okay, we need to find space for wet painted paper. Maybe I can fit in the other one. Mm, I mean, not like it wouldn't be the first time we've eaten breakfast a little later than usual. So this is what I'm doing here is what is referred to as is it a decalcomania process? There are different ways you could do it. Like I could apply the paint to the paper and then, oh shoot, then mash it into the canvas, or like I'm doing now where I have applied the paint first and then I use the paper um, to remove the paint. Okay, do we have any? Oops, put my finger in the paint. Oh well, part of it is is the chance aspect of this process. So there are some areas where I didn't remove the paint. They're large areas. So let's grab our hair dryers and get, well, you guys probably won't hear it because my earbuds are nice and considerate and they cancel out this. All right. They cancel out the noise. Now, I don't want to, I don't want this to dry too much because when I go to remove the paint with the rags, um, I want something to come out. And this stuff dries pretty quickly, but there's this particular window that I'm trying to hit between dry and wet. And it's very hard to tell that what that window is um with this paint because it's drying time, especially with the hair dryer. It's kind of iffy. Okay, now we have our it's fresh water. We don't want any green. We don't want any more green. Oh, there's some green splatter down here on this 2x4. Okay, so we'll definitely need at least four of these, I found out, but we'll start with three. Keep these wet, 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 wet. So, and the one we'll have here, that is the dirty water. Oh man, it looks wet. Mhm. A lot of it is wet. Did I give it enough time? I don't know. That's the chance part of this process. I don't time anything, so it's hard to say if I let it dry long enough to leave any, oops, anything. It almost seems like I didn't, but if that's the case, that is the case. No, I won't know until I start dabbing on this. It could have left absolutely nothing, and I might have to do it all over again. Yeah, I don't think I let it sit long enough. Before I let it sit too long, and then there was a lot more paint. Or I could just do it like this. You know what? What do you guys think? It's always nice to have some of that underpainting show through, but it's definitely gonna get lost in this. I mean, not everything has to be done the same. Like I said, it's little the other day I said the little games that I come up with as far as like the process. I can keep doing this until it dries. There was a scraping I kind of wanted to try. Ooh, let's put the paint on the edge of the pan too. Maybe I used too much of the green. Maybe the green, since it's cooler outside, uh, it's gonna take a little longer for it to dry or set or cure, which I didn't take into account. I thought about it earlier, but I didn't think about it. Needs some pink. The green needs some pink. Well, remember, I am doing the line on top of these, so the line itself could be the pink thing. What do you guys think? It's almost like a veil, like compared to these other ones where you get glimpses of the underpainting. I didn't really get that. I didn't because the drying time. I don't think I let it dry long enough. This is another kind of decalcomania, like taking the wet towel and dabbing at this semi-dried surface is going to reveal some of the underpainting. Might be too chaotic though. It's definitely dirtied up the surface. Yeah, they're just hints of the cream. I pretty much removed almost all that paint. Do I have to do it again? Do I? You guys are gonna make me do it over again? Because there's not much left over. Not much really dried before I took the paint off. Just hints, and it doesn't really stand out. Most of it you can see over top the orange. Yep, very little. What was the idea you liked? I'm sorry, Laughing Girl, it looks cool. Doing it again? I can show you exactly what was left over. You see that? And it's very, very thin, not much. Yeah, so I didn't let it. You can see it on top of the orange. Yeah, I didn't let it sit long enough to leave impression. But if I did that multiple times, I was thinking of adding, if I added yellow to that green to lighten it up, make my green a little, well, we already kind of have that grass green under the orange. You see that green? That's the spray paint. And there was like green, green, maybe a yellow, and then I did like that red oxide. You can see that red. Oops, it's not focus. There's a yellowish green, and there's the green. Well, but yeah, those are pretty much the impressions it left, and it's very thin. I like that. It's like hints, but I used a lot of that green. It's pretty much wiped it out. Here's all the paper, wet paper towels or shop towels, and that's what we got. Not a whole lot. I can let that sit, and then we're gonna do the gray on this one. So let me get you back in the cradle. Back in the cradle, and we'll do the gray. I'm not saying that was a failure because we tried, but let's do that gray. Actually, you guys are kind of lagging. You guys are lagging. Let's shake up the gray. All right. So this hasn't been opened either. Oh, what I do need to do, whoops. is clean out my brush because I will need that. I'll need that clean. 'Cause I want to get green in my gray. I want chocolate in my peanut butter or peanut butter in my chocolate. That might be a pretty old reference for anybody younger. I don't know if they still. It's a Reese's peanut butter cup thing they did back in the 80s, and that was how they were selling the peanut butter chocolate and peanut butter candy. All right, guys, we got up to 6. We got 6 thumbs up. Thank you, thank you. And 10 of you hanging out with me. I appreciate that. Now you get to watch this gray go down. We'll let the gray sit a little bit longer. Um, we got we need to get some paper ready though. And geez, I got green everywhere. It's still wet. I could use this paper for stuff too. The latex on the paper is a nice kind of uh paint layer thickness on it. This stuff could be used uh, for collages, to add onto surfaces, other canvases. Okay, we got this, and we got this paper. Okay, we got quite a few pieces that we can utilize. And let's add this gray. Well, first we're gonna spill the whole container. That would be awesome. Spill it all. So this will be nice because this one will kind of match the heirloom white canvas. Because they'll both be pretty light valued surfaces, depending on how well I do on this one. I fudge it up. Like I said, the other one, I don't it's not a failure, but it wasn't quite what I was expecting. But sometimes that's good because that might lead to something else that you would have never found out if you hadn't done it that way. You can't always count everything as a failure, even if it is in the mind a failure, because you can always learn from your failures. Okay, guys, we're just getting this gray on there. Getting this gray on there. Happy little gray. This happy little gray dancing across the canvas. I should have left that corner. I should have just left that corner. Sometimes when I'm doing stuff, I see it in the moment, and I'm like, "Oh, man, that would be awesome, just leave it," and then I go and I just cover it up because my brain says my OCD brain says, "No, you gotta cover in there the entire surface." But we can always remember that for the next canvases. I do have plenty of other canvases. Can be used, built up upon. Let's see here. Do I tear this or do I just do straight? 'Cause I can tear this. Or do I? Well, that was not what I was expecting, but let's try it. Again, chance can play a big part in the creation of your work. Move that real quick. Let's see. Gotta think quick. Can't be stalling. Once you start thinking about it, let's see, what do we get? I'm really kind of pushing this into the canvas to see. Oh, I didn't remove much, but that is okay go. Again, I'm stalling, thinking about it too much. This way or this way? This way. So this whole area here I didn't touch, so that could possibly come off when I go to remove the paint. And I don't have any pieces. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. Paper's falling all over the place. There's no place to put paint covered paper. So getting paint all over this light. All right. All right, guys. I mean, I could make something. It would have to fit that space though. That is a very oh, I did remove some stuff. And then there's still this area. Just leave it. Yeah, let's not mess with it too much. I think we got a few good spots in there. Let's oh, I should have a timer. All right, guys, we left it, and we didn't leave it. We did a longer drying session, so let's find out what the results are from that. There should be more paint left. Oh shoot. Um, got my paint can just laying open like that. Stuff to just fly into. Okay, let's see what kind of results we get. Oh, we need more wet paper towels. Okay, I think after this though, I'm gonna end the stream and then go do get breakfast started for us because it is almost it's already 10 after 10. Should have started at least 10. So this one, there's gonna be a lot less paint that's gonna come off of here. Uh, those these areas, if I really start to kind of lightly scrub at them, there'll be some things that show through. I don't want to scrub too hard, but it seems like a lot of the surface did kind of dry. If we use a little bit more water, don't squeeze so much water out of the rag. We can get that paint to loosen up. Like I said, it's hard to tell because the paint looks wet and it could actually be dry. You'll start to see some stuff show through. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, the paper towels end up saturated with paint really quickly. I was hoping this area would open up a little bit more, but it's frosted over like a window. But there are some areas, and I think that's good because I don't want a whole lot showing through from the underpainting because then that might distract even more from the line work. But you do get hints. You'll get hints of what was under there. The color just starts to shine through. Man, gotta make sure I get that paint. Don't spread it around. It'll look like somebody trying to clean your windshield, spit shine your windshield. Just gets kind of soapy looking, but we really want those areas to open up and show through uh, the color that was underneath there. Come on, guys. Maybe it's too wet or there's too much paint in there. Because you can leave that window wipe look, let it dry too, but I want that color to show through. Man. Now we get this because of the different types of paint, like the spray paint, since it is, I guess, a solvent based thing. Sometimes the water or the paint react differently on top of that type of stuff? Because this is still pretty delicate. If I took some like sandpaper to it right now, could probably sand a lot of that off. Jeez, come on, man. We need to start with the bottom or somewhere in the middle because we're not getting that color. Plus, the paper towel has to be clean. Yep. There's still areas that are wet with paint. It can activate just with the water. Dabbing also helps, but you want to have a clean paper towel. I think this will probably be the last one. Yes, we use a lot of shop towels in this process. Whoops, you can pretty much use whatever, any kind of material. The blot. Gosh dang it. Well, if that there's some residual smudge wiped paint, then there's the residual paint. You can't get it all at the thing, but that's as close as we're getting. Look at that, guy. What do you think? I don't want to white paint on my pants. I need to get more pants. Got two pairs of pants. That, hey, passerby, how are you doing? Thank you. I appreciate it. Everybody had to go take care of business. So you always come back and look at the screen, look at the end result. Look at all that delicious, organic nice texture. And I'm really liking this, how this one turned out. Thanks, passerby. Now it's like, do I leave it that way? Looks yummy, buddy. You can almost taste it. Does it taste like pizza? This one, on the other hand, not a whole lot of the green we used stuck on. I didn't dry it long enough or let it sit long enough. So most of the paint was still wet when I took it off. But you get these little hints, impressions. Who knows? Maybe I'll come back next stream a little later after breakfast and try to read that one. 'Cause we kind of want something more like that for our backdrop. But now, once that one kind of gets this treatment here, we can start on the line stuff, our stencils. This is upside down, but once I get that on there, there's a stencil over a line. We'll get that line in there, and then that'll be it. That will be these pieces. Sorry about the waving you guys around like that. I'm liking the white one, the way the color reveals. Yeah, that's kind of what I was trying to get. Like not so much of the underpainting, but I didn't let the green paint sit long enough because it's a little cooler out today, and I didn't really think about that. Did breakfast turn into afternoon delight yesterday? That was the longest 45 minutes. Yeah, my wife and I ended up watching. She's wanted to start watching this new Korean television show, so we watch it, and the freaking episodes are like an hour long. It's like it's cool when they're half hour long, but Jeez, I was like, "Is this episode over yet?" It's a good show. I was just like, "Oh, I wanna go finish the game." I shoulda just I shoulda just called it right then and there, and then if I was gonna come back. I did come back, like, 2 hours later, 2.5 or 3 hours later. I can't remember why it took so long because we kept I had to s kept stopping the show to go take the dog out and all this and that, so yeah, sorry about that. I will edit that episode down so it won't have that long ass break in between. I have been doing timestamps, so I've been going back through uh the catalog as far as those gaming sessions and trimming stuff and time stamping things. But yeah, I knew that gray would work well on top of that very light gray. I've seen you playing Pool of Radiance. I didn't get a chance to stop by. That's okay. You know, if you do, you do. It's nice to see people stop by. I don't expect people to hang out for the whole entire session. Um, Most people are not like me, where I just have it on my phone. Even if I'm not watching it, I'm listening. But yeah, but yep, gonna do breakfast and hopefully come back out and we'll fix this one. 'Cause, yeah, I'm not really impressed. It's okay, but it's way too busy and I want that layer to cut that busyness down. This top layer needs to cut the busyness down. All right, y'all. Thank you guys for stopping by. I appreciate it. Passerby, old school Dave, laughing girl, because I made it, aka full of rain. Yep. Check out those two, laughing girl and because I made it. I don't know about you guys, passerby and old school Dave. Do you do any YouTubing? But laughing girl and because I made it both uh do art stuff on their channels. So yeah, go check them out. See what they're up to. I'm sure because I made it will be streaming today sometime if he's not already. And Sabrina Suburban Garden, thank you for stopping by. All you guys, I appreciate it. I appreciate the likes. Appreciate you hanging and seeing watching what I'm up to. Not sure if this is interesting or not, watching painting dry. Maybe seeing how paintings can come together, its process. I know a lot of people are not long content uh, supporters. I don't know if that's the right word, but I appreciate you guys that do come in and say hello. I don't do content. Don't check me out. Okay. Even if you don't, I appreciate you guys coming and hanging with me. And yeah, I'll probably be back a little later, maybe in a couple hours. Don't hold me to that. Sorry about that, old school Dave. I should have put like 3 hours, and then it would have been a surprise if I came back after 30 minutes or 45 minutes. But all right, guys, I'm off. Hope you have a good day or evening wherever you're at in the world. And until next time, bye for now. Man, I'm really shaky today. Peace, guys.